some of the people that I've spoken to in the past who work in roles similar to yours talk about how one of the bigger challenges of somebody in your role is trying to get teachers who maybe are not as interested in adopting new technology to get them more on board, right? Some of the teachers on a school campus love new technology and they're open to any solutions you're going to bring in. Some can be very, very reluctant. And for somebody in your role, you might know, hey, if I could get you to introduce this software solution, this hardware solution into your classroom, it's going to make you so much more effective. It's going to bring you to the next level. How do you help get those teachers that are reluctant to adopt technology to start looking into adopting technology?
Ryan, that's a great question. And I think that's something that you don't do by yourself. I'm surrounded by a bunch of great people throughout my career, super significantly better teachers than I ever was. Let's put it that way, right? I mean, I think at the end of the day, it takes a village. And so if I have folks that are struggling or want to try something new or are reluctant to try something new, I might find a colleague of theirs that is a stellar superstar or even just a steady Eddie in the building and use that as hey, tell me about what Nate is seeing in his classroom. What are you guys seeing in your math curriculum where Nate's getting hung up on here? Is there something here that we could, we've certainly deployed some new technology that with some features that probably give our staff the edge in a way. So it's those kinds of conversations that take place. So I guess, if I don't have a direct connection or some kind of, line of sight with that teacher, I know that our colleagues to the right and to the left of us provide a great resource. So that's kind of my short answer. I am a big believer in trying to collect data. In our district, we've got a bunch of great techie teachers that are on the front line that it's a role that we rolled out a couple of years ago. And those folks, really have a kind of a direct line with me. And so I've picked their brains. I've stopped by their classroom. I've had meetings after school with them. We typically meet every quarter, kind of in a formal setting. But those informal times, those are huge. They'll come and say, hey, these Chromebooks, or hey, this projector, or hey, this idea I have. And usually they're pretty solid. And why is it solid? Because they're on the front line every day with their 35, students or 28 or whatever, and they know what works and what doesn't. And so I think it's my job to, certainly highlight some new technology. We've done some tech fairs. We landed on some new technology that we deployed a couple of years ago, and it was all based on a teacher tech fair. So when I say teacher tech fair, what I mean is we had a bunch of new technology in a space, and staff could come over on their planning time before school, after lunch, right, and try it out. And I was there for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I had folks say, yeah, I'm never going to use this. I had folks say, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread.